guest said she was terrorized during her near-death experience. Joining me now is Teresa Van Otten. Tell us what led up to your near-death experience.
It was 5 years ago, and I had had a baby 3 weeks after the delivery. I was inundated with blood clots that hit my lungs, my heart. Hundreds of them, and one will kill you. I had hundreds of them.
Your near-death experience was truly frightening. You went out, obviously, right? You
were
clinically dead.
Absolutely.
And had a near-death experience.
Well, I don't call it a near-death experience. When you're dead, you're dead. There's nothing near about it. But my experience was very extensive. This particular part of my experience that I will share with you today was very brief, thank you, God. However, it taught me a lot. I got to see my life in review during this time prior to having it reviewed second time. I saw an aspect of myself that I really didn't acknowledge before then. And what I saw was rage. And I had lived my life in an extreme amount of rage my whole life. I've been abused, etc., and so forth, and I knew rage real well. And as I saw rage, it came at me. It was very real. It was large and dark and ominous. And
it took on a form?
It did. It was human-like. However, it was beast-like as well. It was dark, had very beady eyes and sharp teeth. And he was enraged, and he was coming after me, and he wanted me to know for a certain fact that I wasn't who I was, that I was him, and he was me. And that I would always be him. And in that moment, I knew, inside of me, somehow I knew that he was of me, that I wasn't him, and he weren't me. And I asked him, if you were me, how could you be me now? And he couldn't answer me. And that's when I told him, no more, you will be of me no more. You will never be of me no more.
You took a stand.
I took a stand.
For yourself.
Yes, I did.
And what happened?
And he left. He left.
Great.
And then he had a visitor come after him. And this one was fear. And I had been very fearful all my life. And it was kind of like pig-like swine, kind of, but it was human too. And his hands were curled and it was gnarling and gnashing about. It was chasing me. It was chasing me so fast and I was running so hard. And all of a sudden, I just couldn't run anymore. And I got determined and I turned around and he said, why do you not run from me? I said, we'll run from you no more. He said, oh, but you'll never be able to run fast enough because I'm you and you are me. And I said, no, you are of me, but you will never, ever chase me again because I won't run.
So you said no to rage and you said no to fear?
Yeah.
Did you get to come back?
I left from there and went on with my experience. And I went the other direction. And I went all the way.
To the light?
Yes, sir. To the arms of God, to be exact. First I met Jesus and people gathered a circle around me and they got to see my life. They got to actually experience every feeling I had. It's amazing when somebody else is walking your shoes. They felt that rage too. But they held compassion for me. And I held compassion for myself at this point. Then after going through all that, I was led to the Father. My words can't describe that. I'm sorry. But I'm not who I thought I was. That we can conquer all that we create ourselves to be. And that there is a life-loving purpose in all human beings also, including mine.
You know, you wake up from this and man, I mean...
Yeah. Well...
Who do you tell? Did you tell
You
them?
don't. This is the first time I have held this in for 5 years. And I'm just now coming out because it's time that people knew how much love and how much beauty there is within them, and that even they may have rage or fear or whatever things I have, that they can remove them and master them, be who they are, be all that they are inside.
We've heard so many people who have just the positive experience, the light. They get to see God. It's wonderful. And they'll report that they really weren't such a great person. They may have done bad things, but yet they got to go right to the light.
Why
Were
did
you that bad that you went to hell?
No, but it was important for me to experience myself and be accountable for all that I had created in my life, and also to be purified by the hell, and that I may walk in the sight of God.
Were you bad, or were you the victim of bad things?
A lot of things happen to me, but yes, we create them to some extent. I mean, I have an issue with saying, hey, I created this, okay?
It's a tough line.
It really is, and it's a fine line to bear. But what I'm saying is we have destination A, and we know we're going to get to destination B, but how we get there, we create.
But what a powerful lesson for the people watching who themselves were hurt, were abused, who feel shame and rage and fear, and it feels like they themselves are bad, and your experience says, you take a stand.
I'm here to say that we are not our circumstances.
Right.
We are not our feelings. We are much more than that.
That's
and
right.
we do not have to buy the exterior to know the inside.
Well, listen to you, though, and don't have to go to hell yourself to learn that lesson.
No.
Is that your mission now? Is that what you're about, to tell people this?
Yes, I'm a messenger.
Did this affect your baby?
Yeah.
Actually, yes, it did.
How so? Tell us.
She was born with cancer.
Oh.
And since then the cancer has been removed. It came out as a form of a tear on her eye. And it was really amazing. They took it off and she's whole.
Why is it when Christians have a near-death experience, they meet Jesus, but non-Christians don't meet Jesus, and there are many more non-Christians than there are Christians?
I never stated I was Christian. My parents grew up in their beliefs, and I was a heathen. I led astray from the rod.
And what belief was theirs?
They were Mormon, Baptist,
So they were Christians.
They were Christians, yes.
Well, you know what, really, the question that's being, you sound like, prosecution, rest, sit down, that's, But I think that, really, the point here is that are some of the images that come forward to terrify you or to convey love in some ways connected to the religious or belief systems that are part of our heritage. That seems almost
did we
appropriate,
create that in our belief systems of religious background? Is that what you're asking? The answer is no. I kind of conjured that up. No.
When you were face-to-face with these demons, each one, did you recognize then that they were you, or did you reject that this was some energy coming out of you?
Somehow I knew that it wasn't me. Somehow, I don't know how, but I knew there was some good in me somewhere.
Did you have any premonitions of this happening or fear of this happening to you?
Never. I was grounded in life. Nobody was going to tell me how to run my life or how my body was going to be. And I was the last one to ever think I was going to die 3 weeks after having a baby. In fact, I went hiking that day. 3 weeks after having a baby.
When we come back, a woman's self-inflicted gunshot takes her to the edges of hell.